obviously cyberspace or something got it, I don't know. So I had to redo it while I was here. So to me, I start teaching the front and back end bars first. If it works. No, it's wireless. It's possessed, just so you know. All right. There we go. I have to be smarter than that. Okay, so the first part is, girls, you're going to get on the scene right down there. You only have 2 people? I thought I had like 4 older ones, those older ones, and then this. I had the thing, you have some coaches that can demonstrate. I'll do next day. I don't think so. I'll do it. I had some good coach demonstration. Never mind, I thought I had those 4, and that's okay. I'll just now. I will. So all they're going to do is cut the line. And you're going to flare and try to sit through. Can you move down so you're away from the A-beam mat? Walking. Okay, head in. Shoulders over the line, and try to flare and go through. There, good. Flare, go through. Okay, that's really for a back toe circle. If you notice, they're shooting backwards. I need them leaning forward. Okay, so do it again. You go, flare, and move forward. See what I did? I just put her forward this much. Okay, so everybody knows that drill. Well, here's what happens. I'm never satisfied, so I'll play this. I went to this gym a few years ago because of Rachel and Mary Lou Retton's daughter, the 2 tightest people I know in the whole country, to prove that anybody can do end bars, okay? Because if I expect them to have every B on B, front aerial, side aerial, front flip, whatever, or noties, then I expect it on every event. And so people start drilling it and then they leave it. If you step in with 2 natural Ds, okay, front and back, you beat everybody in the country. You have to do all your other circles through a C. You have to add something to it to get there. So, here is my tight kid, Rachel. Oh no, volume stuff.
And again, back in the position.
You don't want to hear me.
Over the line, butt on the line. Go. Good.
How do I get the volume off? Can you get it off there?
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's a worm. Can you go the other direction too?
Like that one under here.
That's harder. Oh, okay.
That one. Yeah, there you go. Over there.
You ever do it on your back? That's super hard. They did a worm.
Let's see.
Show them.
Okay, you have a dead worm. Okay, go ahead.
She can't do
That's roadkill.
Now get on your knees and try to do the worm from there. Oh, it's alive. Now then, here's what's going to happen. Come over. Can we borrow your panel mat for just a second? Just the end. You don't have to move far away. Over here, girls. Now push return. You might have to turn off that button to get it to work. Okay, put your hands down and put your feet right there and just press up. Right on the mat. There, and back down. Yeah, real hard throw. And go. Good. Yes, and next. Is Shelby there? It's not working. Okay, now here's what's going to happen. You're going to do the little chest roll part, and then you're going to pike up like this, okay? It makes your worm alive. Go. So a little bit handstand, chest roll, pike your legs into the line. Handstand, chest roll, pike into the line. That gives you a leg drop, okay? And if you don't learn to do the leg drop in the hips, you'll be like Koshian and all our top kids and kind of Ross. You will have back problems. It's not supposed to be a big arch. So with the little bit of lean I give you and the worm, now you both have a worm that works. Do that again. They do flatten their hips, roll, pike up. Now, the only problem is they're still pushing back. So can you scoot back to the other line and scoot over? Because now you're going to try to worm, and when you come through like you did the first drill. And go. There. Wow. Oh, you had it and then she had it. She had it first. Go. Watch her go. Hey, you were the wormless one a while ago. That's good. and go. And up, and worm, and in. Woo, and the other one, she went, whoosh. What happened to the whoosh? You gave it to her. Let's see. Act like sliders are on your feet. And worm. Yes. Forward. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay. So, huh? Yay. Up, flare. And you see how high their butt gets? And they're not supposed to tuck their legs, but this is the first 5 minutes of the workout when Rachel just was doing it. But she gets her butt in the air, which is very nice. So she goes butt up and over. Okay? Now, this is their worm. And you see, it's not a very good worm. So then I have to take them to tumble track. Now, these girls all do it right, but the one kid I went to help did it wrong. So watch her do it. She'll do it about 3 or 4 times, and she'll look over at me. Girls, you're supposed to be over here watching. That way you'll know what to do next. You already did this little drill there, but tumble track's the best place to go. So they all go up, and they're all gonna go backwards. But see what Rachel did? She kicked a front skill instead of the back skill. See? She's that one right there in the black and white leotard. She looking at me. I'm trying to tell her what she's doing wrong. Everybody else around her. There. She finally comes in the right direction. So she was kicking back. Kicking back. It's an in. For like in bar. Okay. So then we go to the next one. So now they add the leg drop and the butt lift, and Rachel's legs voila are straight. So she has a little of the lean, the little of the worm, the little bit of everything, and she can get that in. Up, lean, press, go. All right, so then we move on. Now, this is a drill I'm not going to set up for them. It'd take too long, but we'll just play it for you. And I have a ton of drills like this, but I shortened the path. But it's just a back roll. Flare and go. Okay, so then we move on. So now we come to this. Are you watching, girls? You're next. Okay, so that just helps them go. So my gals are going to be right here. I need to come turn that this side. You're going to get your hands here because the rail's going to be about right here. Okay, now you're going to flare. Just flare up. Okay, so this is your line that's down there. So I want your butt here. So take her shoulders and you'll after she flares and go flare. You see what we just pulled her a little bit? That little bit clears it. If they're so scared of leaning, you may have to do some of these drills. Because nobody's willing to address the fear of something may happen. Well, I'm not going to be afraid. Go right. Get up high. Get up high. Yeah, and lean. Lean. No. Flat. All the way. Flat. And back up. And lean. Hold. And back up. So they got to get unafraid of that. Okay, you're next. Flare. Good. He looks like a pro. Come back. And go. Okay, and this will go with the rail up there. We won't take time to do it, but that's what it is. It's flare in. So you're trying to get the shoulder lean. Then, this is a drill. Girls, come over. And you don't have any grips? You don't wear grips? Oh, okay. I don't usually use grips until you look at your hands a few times because I don't like gripping really, but just sit down right there. So all they're going to do is hold in the shape. Okay, so they'll lift up and hold for a count of 5. Okay? And then they're going to do the next thing and lift their butt for 5. Oh no, this is a, okay. this is what happens. What happens is the fear factor is leaning, lack of the leg drop, and then this right here is the end of the circle. So when they do the end of the circle and they don't shift, it goes into a German giant, which scares them. Again, you hit the fear phases. So she stands on the mat, maybe. Oh, no, this is the butt. No, this is shift. Shift, hold, butt up. And she goes again. So they do 5 where they're standing on a block, their hands are underneath, they shift, hold. Because if you just circle them and they can't hold, they fall back into their comfort zone. So that's like hugely important. Now, this should be the butt lift. Lift the butt, lift the butt. 5 times, okay? And go on. And we don't have the swing. So we're gonna go over and we're gonna hold for 5, lift the butt for 5. Let's go. So if I have coaches in, they're gonna sit on the bar. You're sitting on the bar. Can you spread out? Somebody get over there. They really don't need help with this. Just they don't know me that well. I don't know them that well. And lift up. Lift up. Get off my hand. Lift up. Lift up. Hold. 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 Get off my hand. Can you get on the other side? That leg's hanging down. Hold. 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 Head in. Head in. Can you get off my hand? That's lower abdominals where she's getting off my hand. It'd be very nice. Now, rest a second. Breathe. And now lift up. And she lifts her butt up and back down. Up. That's it. Oh, you're right in the next one. No, stay there. The next row. Okay. Now the next is the swing. She swings like she's sewing a tree. No, don't put your butt. Just hang down. It just goes straight. Straight. And for them to do that, they need the lower abdominals. Try to swing. No dippy doos. No head out. No dippy doos. Boom, 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 boom. Ah! Okay. Now that brings us to the next thing. Tumble track, maybe these sliders. I love tumble track. Now, my little friends and me and a couple of the coaches come over here. This is what I call my parallels. Can you bring me that rail? We'll just use the rail. Usually I use parallels. But I don't think they have parallels. So. Put your hands on the rail. Go to the time. The sliders on your bottom. Rail in a little bit more. Rail in a little bit more. Now you're going to push and lift your butt. Go up. Up and hover. Stay up there. Stay up there. Up. Hold, hold, hold. You lost your slider. Hold. There it is. Oh, don't lose it. Go again. Go up with your butt. It's this and this. Up and hover. Hover means you're going to put your feet. Do you feel it? Do you feel it anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just checking. You can only do about 5. It burns the stomach out. I had a little kid at my camp that make it right, and she's been coming since she was 5. Of course, she presses like a charm. She can do anything. She did a couple of those. Was out 3 days because she thought she was wounded. Because she never had any stomach because she could do everything. So the hover is hugely important. Okay, so now you want to have the hover. And let's see. We'll come across the hover in a minute, but it's I'll show you 3 girls doing it like that. Now the next thing is to circle. Now all I need is, I never do straps with this because I need the shift. And she shifts and holds. And then she starts to try to get butt up. So girls, can you grip up? Or can you circle without that? Okay, you better get it. So watch your lift and hold. This is all you need to get to do the end bar. They lift up with the heel of the hand. And she pushed back too far, but she had a shift and a lift. Okay? Now then, we work on the flare. So we have a million drills. In fact, I have 200 videos. This is just 26. Okay? And then a couple of hours, the tight kid got the end bar. And go. Up, in, circle, And that butt up right there, that's the hover. Did you see the hover? We don't have that lower abdominals. So you have to drill it, and they don't know what butt up is. That's why they had trouble with the fronts. They don't know how to lift their butt and know the difference between lift and pull this way and lift and pull that way. So you have to like find, and the hover is the best. Just don't do too many or they may not come to gym for a couple of days. Up, 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 and out. And that's a safety. Okay, the other thing they're scared of leaning, and what happens, it's kind of like you can't do a good handstand in the compulsory at JO compulsories unless you tick-tock on beam and you walk over. Not to compete the tick-tock and the walkover, but they got to know what happens if. And then I do swing down. What happens if? So you give them a swing down if they go that way, a tick-tock and a walkover. Then you put them in comfort zones. So you got to do the same thing with bars. They have to be in a comfort zone. So they go up, flare, stand up, and they live. So and they're real scared of that. So she made it look easy. Now I love this guy. I think he's in the Navy SEALs now. He's probably already graduated and he's out working. He's great. And then you just take them and stand them. Because I love the babies. That's where it's at. So again, then you're hitting where they're afraid. So they go out and in on the box. Now most of the time, if anybody has a circle and any sort of semblance, I don't even have to use this station. So I have stations for the ones that are paranoid schizos in the sense that they're scared to death. Okay, can I have two coaches? Can we pull the 8-inch mat under the rail and go circle and shift? Hold up, hold up, hold up. And go circle. Okay, don't push her back. Don't make me come over there, I will. No, put your legs this way. Grab her leg and do, okay, coming over. Okay. Ready? Left. You're here. Now go backwards. Shift. Hold. Round. Get your head in. Get your head in. And shift up. Die before you bend your arms. Don't push. And go. Shift up. Butt up, butt up. That's where the butt comes. Okay, that one you don't need. Good. And then that's a safety. Butt up, and then they put their toes on and go. Ready? So don't let them push back too much because they'll get a great toe circle. No, you're still in. You're still in. She was just pulling back so hard. That's what happens when you first start. Of course, they can pull back at the end to put the toes on and go. But okay. And shift.
Oh, good catch.
Just like you said.
Where's my block?
Now we laugh and we try again.
You got it, Alex.
So that's why you need this one. Okay, because that's what happened. And lift, shift butt up. There it is. And they usually only do it once. No, I'm just saying. Shift. And lift your butt up. Lift your butt up. Like the hover. Lift your butt up. Butt up. Lift your butt up. Up.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. Good. That's what that one is for, because if they don't learn to jump off and shift, so you have the whole stations going at the same time. But that was a German jump. Okay, let's go. Can we get this block in there so they can try to flare and stand through? Can we pull the mat? Now, what happens, I like to put it all the way close, and sometimes at developmental, Tom and them used to do it close, and if they went toes on, they set their butt on the mat, but some kids don't like sitting on the mat, so I keep it far enough to where they could just, can you flare, go through and stand on the other side, or flare, put your toes on the bar. Why don't you just jump and put your toes on the bar? Jump. Oh, good. Now jump and lean. Toes on the bar. Yes, but we're going through to stand on the other side. You're doing I think I'm going to dive. What do I do? So you jump, put your feet on, and then stand on the ground. And stand there. Because if they don't have enough to stand, they have not enough to lean. Very nice. And you're going to go, now here's your ultimate. You would go flare, hover. From the hover, they go in. If you don't have the hover, it already has a natural swing. It'll have a bogus swing. Like when I say you don't do something naturally flipping, it doesn't flip, it kind of chokes. It'll have a choke feel. Okay, jump and go on the other side. And flare, go through. That's it. Awesome. Okay, now let's do the circle. So try to flare, come through with your butt up, and then circle and hold. We're just gonna go circle backwards this time. And flare in, not a toe circle. That was better. Don't make me come over there. I'm telling you. I had a good night's sleep and I'm wired. So you're gonna pull her shoulders a little to get her through and then grab her wrist.
You're going straight back. You have to be on top.
I'm coming. There, yes, good. And butt up, and come out and go to the mat. Butt up, butt up, butt up, butt up, butt up. So you see where the butt is up? That's nice. You work these? Oh, today you do. You just let them laugh all the way to the bank while you go and do the D still and do baby C's. There you go. There you go. There you go. Butt up, butt up, butt up, butt up. Awesome. Wow. Go again. There you go. Butt up, butt up, butt up, butt up. Awesome, girl. Very nice. And so it's not that hard of a skill. And again, like Mary Lee and all of us over exaggerate, it has a natural swing. So all you need is a little them not thinking they're going to die, a little shoulder lean, a little whiplash of their in here, not here. Okay, because otherwise you aren't finding your hip. Now, that one I think is really one of the easiest, but the easiest is the front one. I hope you're not taking your grips off. I'm just saying. So now, you still have them on, right? Oh, so now you're going to go up, and coaches, if you can help them, they're going to get in the front grip, hold up for 5, lift their butt for 5, swing for 5. Let's go. Front grip.
Both at the same
Yeah,
time you
I
want?
always want to do both. I'm just a little faster.
Scoot over.
Otherwise, we won't get the time. And go. Lift up, hold, hold. Just know, hold. Lift up as high as you can. Compress, head in. Into compression. Get your butt up higher, feet up higher, butt up higher. Hold, hold, hold. We're not lifting, we're holding, we're holding. Now lift your butt for 5 and go 1. And that should go to the hover. That should go to the hover. So you're just beginning to learn and lift. Okay, now hang underneath. So get your head on that mat. And swing, clap. Right grip. Yeah, they're all okay, so now then, I always teach something before. So, like in between, I have to have a way to get in it. So they're doing blind to get in it, and a cast hop to get in it. And then I have a big Twinkie mat, those little pit pillows on the other side, and they have to cast, tap their toes to get ready for front. So I work both sides while I'm working this. If you just work it by itself, it's not going to help. Now, watch, girls, come watch your circle. And circle, shift, butt up. See that butt up? Oh, so pretty. Wow. I'm going to use that on some tests today. And circle, butt up. Woo, yeah. All right. Moving on. Now, this is a drill. Again, I have a million drills on the floor bar, but people waste time and think you have to be just like that to do it. Of course, Rachel did these drills too, but you don't have to be. Now, this is the most important part, like the shift of the German giant. Up against the mat, they curl and stand. So let's get our little rail. Where I would drop this. My bad. But there is texting and email. They didn't email me. So they were lost for a little bit of time. You can't do it without this. This is a drop. It's not a late drop. It curls. And curl. Okay, over here goes. Oh, the bar goes right here. Oh.
You just did it.
What's there? Oh. Can they get their whole body on there?
She practiced a couple times. We'll see if
She
she
get her
can.
whole body in there. Let's try. So, front grip. And walk back just a little. There, but this is right next to her elbow. And leaning against that. Lean, yeah, lean against. Oh, sorry. It's a mustache. It used to be much harder. Until, you know. Oh. Stay back. We have the other side. That was perfect timing. Somebody's got it up. I'm gonna turn it in. Beautiful. So you have to have that. Now, to get them comfortable with that, they're gonna stand on the rail. And this is what we're gonna do. Stand on the rail. High elevate. Grab the bar. Grab the bar. Grab the bar. Front grip. Front grip. Front grip. Now, she's gonna try to get in high elevate. Now, step one foot on the ground, and the other foot. Step in. Okay, let me give you a hint. You're gonna step flat footed. You ball of the foot on the bar, step flat footed. Put your feet where you have it. Okay, so they're gonna step in my hand, and then I'm gonna pull them down in a circle. So they can go 1 foot or both feet in my hand. So practice that while I get the video. So the curl comes in, and then they start to stand. And go. Okay, so now let's go on the bar and learn how to circle.